Wrestling on weed.
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 Wrestling on weed. Subscribe today. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem.
It's time for the Blunt Ratings. If this is your first time tuning in, this is how the Blunt Ratings work. We take each show and break them down into 5 categories: matches, promos and backstage segments, storytelling, commentary, and the crowd. For each category, each show can get up to 5 blunts. The average score of those 5 categories stands as the official Blunt Rating. Those are the rules. Now let's get right into tonight's edition of the Blunt Ratings.
We want the smoke.
Song tour.
We want the smoke. We want the smoke.
Come on.
We want the smoke, ayy. We want the smoke, ayy, ayy. We want the smoke. What's going on, Wild Nation? You already know what it is. Your boy, Mr. HD, back with another episode of the Blunt Ratings right here at Wild Nation. Appreciate you guys tuning in as always, man. We got to talk about this edition of Smackdown. There was some good stuff that happened, and there was a lot of blah stuff that happened. But we gonna talk about it. Sorry I'm late, obviously, on daddy duty. Took my son to get fresh at the barbershop, and things took a little bit long. So we're here, though. We gonna talk about Smackdown, man, before I get out of here and go get my fantasy roster set for week 2 tomorrow. So excited to be here. Let's get it cracking. Before we do that, when you come in, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all that YouTube stuff that helps the algorithm, because we need it. We just hit 460 subs on the channel. Appreciate you guys tremendously. Looking to get to that golden mark of 1,000 subs really soon. So appreciate you guys and all your support for watching the videos and all that good stuff. The show is sponsored by Paris Terrell Clothing. If you're in the high-end male fashion, then you can check out paristerrell.com. They got leather bags, leather belts, silk neckties, all kind of stuff that you guys can go over there and check out for really good prices. Same premium quality that you find from any other high-end designer, just for a fraction, and I mean a fraction of the price. So paristerrell.com, you can check out the link in the description if you're interested in that. But without further ado, let's get into Smackdown, man, because it was an interesting show, to say the least. We started the show with Mr. Logan Paul. Now, we heard all the rumors, and we know why he's there. If you've been on Twitter and out there in the wrestling world, then you heard, Paul Heyman, or, Roman Reigns tell Paul Heyman to handle him when Logan jumped out there talking about he could beat Roman Reigns at blah, blah, blah. So Triple H sent out the invite to SmackDown. Obviously, this is all set up, to get where we thought we were going to get. We talked about it on the news yesterday. But so Logan Paul comes out, and he's just, he's cutting a promo. He's saying stuff. It wasn't anything, just I beat Floyd Mayweather and I did some stuff and blah, blah, blah. Okay. But then, obviously once he started mentioning Roman Reigns and how he might possibly be able to take him out if he faced him, that's when the Bloodline came out, led by Paul Heyman. Obviously, Sammy and the newest member, Solo Sikoa, is there. Or I guess he's technically not the newest member. He's always been a member of the Bloodline, just not officially, because he's actually blood. So, but yeah. So, he came out, and Paul Heyman's like, yeah, I think you tripping, bro. Like, you done a lot of stuff, but I think you tripping, just like your little brother Jake is tripping. Challenging Anderson Silva. He gonna get his head bashed in. How did that happen? I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, Jake Paul is fighting Anderson the Spider Silva. That's one of my favorite fighters of all time. Like, it hasn't been the same since he snapped his damn leg in two. But yeah, that's just crazy. Like, he's gonna get destroyed. I know Anderson's probably like in his 40s, but he's one of the most lethal fighters ever. Like, is it a boxing match or is it a MMA match? I don't know. I just don't want Jake Paul to knock out Anderson Silva because we'll never hit the end of it, honestly. But Paul Heyman's like, yeah, you was doing all right till you mentioned the tribal chief. You know what I mean? Because that's just not gonna happen. You get your ass whooped fucking around with the chief. And Logan just cut this promo like, what if, I just landed the one lucky shot, you know what I mean? Yeah, Roman's supposed to beat me or whatever, but all it takes is that one lucky shot, Paul. And, you know what I mean? What if that happened? And Paul's just like, if it was a fifth, we all be drunk, motherfucker. But basically, he said that he's having a press conference tomorrow, and if Roman's got the balls, then he'll show up. I don't know what they're gonna. Well, I know exactly what they're gonna. We all know what this is leading to. It's pretty much, just in our face at this point. It's not really hidden that we're gonna get this title match at Crown Jewel, but they're supposed to be setting it up at the press conference that's supposed to be going live at 2:30, 3:30, I think. So in a few hours here, and yeah, so we'll be setting that match up. Later today. But as far as the segment goes, Logan Paul was, in the ring, and then the Usos and Sami Bloodline, everybody just surrounded the ring, and did Paul Heyman was like trying to get Logan Paul to chill, and then Sami slid in the ring, was like, hold on, I think you might not be the guy to handle this. You know what I mean? It's like, I got respect for you, Paul, but you might not be the guy to handle this specific situation. You know what I mean? Which I thought was funny. Sami just stepping up, being a leader. You know what I mean? I like that. And then he went over and tried to talk some sense into Logan Paul and got punched in the face. So he actually got punched in the throat. Like, that looked like it was probably more painful. Got punched dead in the throat. So he went down. And yeah, the Bloodline looked like they ran in, and Logan Paul didn't really get out. Like, if they wanted to get him, they should have got him. He was trying to roll under the ropes and kind of got stuck a little bit. Like, and they just stood there and waited for him to get out the ring, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna get you. It's like, he's right there. Get him. This is crazy. But yeah, so he ran off, and then Ricochet came out, and I guess they're trying to get Logan over as a babyface, which was not happening because the crowd was booing the shit out of him when he was talking, and they were cheering the shit out of Sami Zayn. Like, Sami Zayn was clearly the babyface in that situation. So they booed the shit out of him when he punched him. It was pretty funny, but they're trying to get Logan over as a babyface. Good luck with that. You know what I mean? Good luck with that. I think it's gonna be tough just because he has a very punchable face and he talks a lot of shit, and I'm not mad at him for it, but people don't like him. You know what I mean? For whatever reason. So it's going to be tough for WWE to really get him over as a babyface. And nobody expects him to win. So I don't know why we're doing this, but I kind of want to see it. So I don't, because I know it'll be a pretty decent match. I think it will be. I hope it is, because I'm rooting for Logan to like be really good at wrestling, because he got the personality to do it already. So, they what happened? He got beat up. Sami got punched in the throat, and Logan walked off. Then Ricochet came out, and he had a match against Sami Zayn. So one-on-one match, pretty good match. You know what I mean? It's Ricochet and Sami Zayn. It's not even a pretty good match. It was a really good match. You know what I mean? It's like Sami hit a sweet ass blue thunder bomb during the match. You know what I mean? It's like Ricochet obviously ended up winning because he's a babyface and he cheated. What? Yeah, that's what. But I know, makes no sense to me either. If your goal is to fucking get Logan Paul over as a babyface, why do you send him out there to help somebody cheat to win? Do you think people hate the Bloodline that much that they're going to be like, yeah, you cheated to beat the Bloodline? No. Bloodline's like one of the most over things in the company. People are cheering Roman Reigns when he comes out. Like, what? That made no fucking sense. That was just some of the storytelling that was just kind of like, this is dumb. Like he's not a fucking babyface. Clearly, he's distracting Sami and all. And people love Sami. They're clearly heading towards a Sami Zayn splitting from the Uso, becoming a babyface tween. I don't know what he's gonna be. I'd rather he stay heel because he's way more hilarious. But they're clearly heading to. So how are you? It's just so convoluted at this point. Like, you're gonna get turn somebody babyface by having them beat up someone that everyone loves. Like that's not gonna work. And he cheated to do like I don't know. I don't get it. But whatever. It was a really good match between Ricochet and Sami Zayn that Ricochet did end up winning. So what we get after that? They jumped him. They did jump him after the match or whatever. And Madcap Moss came to the ring with a steel chair. Well, they was kind of just facing off or whatever. They didn't really jump him. They was acting like they was going to. And he's gonna be facing off with Solo later tonight for the NXT Championship. What? Madcap Moss. Yeah. Oh, no, he's not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Vince is back, and we don't. But anyways, Karrion Kross is backstage at this point with Scarlett. He said that, last week, he's it's the last week for the chosen one, Drew McIntyre. He just starts threatening Drew and saying TikTok a bunch of times, and it was in black and white, and it was the same shit we heard like 4 times already. So just get to the fucking match already. I can't with Karrion Kross. They got to get to the fucking match because, I mean, I like Karrion Kross. Like, don't get me wrong, his presentation is great, and he's good at talking. But some of the stuff it just sounds. Am I like, is this the fucking Ultimate Warrior? What is he talking about? It's like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, I get it, TikTok, motherfucker. You like clocks and watches. Like, move on. Fuck. But anyways, after that. We had a pretty fucking hilarious segment. I don't know if everybody liked it. It was stupid, admittedly, but it was also hilarious, mainly for one reason. What's up, chat? I ain't see y'all sneak up in here. What's up, Gruss? I see you in here, my guy. Super villain in the building. William, I see you in here. My dude was cracking. KGM, I see you. Yeah, man, sorry for being late, guys. Being a dad, man. Next week, I don't have the kids, so I'll be on time for all the shows. But, yeah, so... Karrion's backstage, all that good stuff. So, or no, we talking about Maxine, the Maximum Male Model. So Max and Maxine Dupree came out, and Max Dupree says they're only stones away from L.A. I feel like he's about to split from them. I mean, he should immediately. He's way too talented to be doing this. Like, it was last time you seen him have a match. Like, he's not even a wrestler anymore. You know what I mean? But he said the Maximum Male Models are here, and they're gonna be displaying the Maximum Male Models Back to School collection. And then they came out in short shorts and bow ties and suspenders and shit, looking extra. I don't even, whatever. Maybe you like the outfits, but yeah, no. Who's wearing that to school? A 5-year-old? You're adult men. Who are you doing back to school fashion for? I'm confused. What high schooler or college student is wearing no. It didn't make sense. But they came out and they posed on the ramp, and then Braun Strowman's music hit. And this was the best part of the entire segment. And I'm not talking about Braun Strowman coming out. I'm talking about the look on Marseille and Mansoir's faces, especially Mace, like his eyes, he was like, because they were standing away from the ramp, posing towards the crowd, and Braun was music hit, and so they knew he was coming behind them, and they just froze like in terror, and their eyes, their faces they made were like, oh shit, and they were literally just like frozen in fear. That shit was hilarious. That I actually laughed pretty hard at that shit. But then Braun came out and they didn't even turn around because they were frozen in fear, and he just literally just ran through and choo-choo trained them because he's a human choo-choo train. But yeah, so that was funny. He came to the ring and yelled at some people in his red pants, and then you heard shoosh, and Chad Gable and Otis came out, and Chad Gable came out, and he was talking shit like, you got us last week, blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, big tree trunk neck Otis came out, and he beat the shit out of Braun for a little bit. You know what I mean? He threw him into the corner, splashed him a couple times, and, you know what I mean, knocked him down, picked him up, gave him a world's strongest slam. I was like, oh, shit, Otis is strong as a motherfucker, obviously. But, yeah, Otis, I mean, they gave him something, as they should have, because he embarrassed there. He just came out there and squashed 4 different teams last week. So, It was good that they gave Otis something, but then they immediately buried him because it was like he did a world's strongest slam on Braun Strowman, and then Braun he literally just sat right up like the Undertaker. Like, why'd you pinch me? Why like we pinching motherfuckers now? So, that's basically what he said to him. I was like, God damn it, Braun, you couldn't stay down for like 5 seconds and shake your head a little bit like it hurt some? Damn it. Nothing Otis and Chad Gable do matters at all. Fuck. I really like Alpha Academy, man. They deserve better. Like, they really deserve better, but it is what it is. You sign Braun, you got to get the monster among men over, and it seems like Alpha Academy is the team that everyone gets to beat. And where are the Street Profits? Somebody tell me where the Street Profits are. They on Raw now? I can't keep up. But after that, we had Bayley in the ring with Dakota Kai and Io Sky. She said, I'm back. You know what I mean? Because she's back on SmackDown. Obviously, they debuted on Raw. They've been on Raw for the last few weeks, but they back on SmackDown now because she's with the tag team champions, and they get to go wherever they want to go and do whatever they want to do. As Dakota Kai said, Io said, this is our show now. So apparently they're going, well, all the shows are there. So they're going to be bouncing back and forth, which is, it's good. We don't need 2 sets of women's tag team Lord knows. But yeah, so they out there talking shit, and then Raquel Gonzalez comes out, obviously, because she's mad. She just, they put Aaliyah out. Maybe she's back at the Performance Center getting better at wrestling. But nevertheless, apparently she's hurt. Hope she gets well soon, if she's actually hurt. I'm not sure. But yeah, so she, she's pissed, and she's like, oh, yeah, I think y'all got away with it. You know what I mean? I'm about to fuck y'all up. And then she ran in the ring, and they all ran away, and she had a match with Bayley, which was a decent match. Like, they had a pretty good match. Like, Raquel was just dogging her for the most part. Like, if it wasn't for Io and Dakota, like, causing mad distractions, like, Bayley wouldn't have ultimately, she won with the rose plant, but she, she was getting her ass beat, for most of the match. But Io hit, got a cheap shot in there at one point, and, Bayley was able to hit her finisher. So, good, because Damage Control needs to be winning, you know what I mean? And, good because Raquel still looks strong because she went out there and challenged 3 women and, almost still won the match. So, it was whatever. It was like 7-8 minutes segment match, whatever. Didn't hurt too much, but it was just like, This was actually one of the better things on the show, if you ask me. The Bayley, Raquel, because nobody looked bad. Bayley didn't cut a stilted promo, and Bayley's just like an old school heel. You know what I mean, with her promos, and I like that. So yeah, Damage Control. After the match, they attack Raquel because they're controlling the damage, and she did a lot of it. But then that's when we got the babyface Shotzi. Coming out to help. Wait, what? Yeah, I said babyface Shotzi. No, she's not Shotzi Blackheart. She's just Shotzi. I know she's been a heel. I know, but maybe Vince is back. I don't know. After that, we had Kayla backstage looking like she was about to interview Ronda Rousey, and that's when Liv Morgan walked up looking like she was the motherfucking MMA fighter. Like, yeah, bitch, see this belt on my shoulder? She was like, Kayla, get the fuck out of here. I'm about to talk to Ronda. She ain't say that. She was like, can I talk to Ronda? And Kayla was like, sure. I get this segment off. Works for me. I'll go back and do some TikToks. Kayla be all over motherfucking. But yeah, she's, they backstage, and Liv sits down and they have a little sit down chat, and Liv's like, I know you think you the shit and everything, but, nobody's ever said words that meant more or, meant more nothing than you. I don't even know how she fucking phrased it. It was kind of a dumb line. Honestly, she said, which anyone who says words that mean nothing more than her. Yeah, talking about Ronda Rousey. She says she's literally the only person that ever beat her twice. Wait. Oh, but do you remember when she tapped out and the ref didn't see, but they still gave her she's counting that one? Oh, cool. Okay, cool. So just making sure. So she's, Ronda's like, there ain't gonna be no controversy this time, champ. Yeah. And then, she basically says she wants to fight her in a Extreme Rules match. Which, what? Wait a minute, Liv. You want to fight her in an Extreme, so you want to, where are your friends? You're not in a tag team with Rhea Ripley anymore. You know she knows, right? you gonna make it worse for yourself? You gonna give, what? That was like, why wouldn't Ronda be the one to make it the Extreme Rules? I don't fucking know. Whatever. But she challenged her to an Extreme Rules match, and Ronda said the most badass thing you could probably say in that situation. She was like, well, your funeral, and walked off. I was like, I love Ronda Rousey again. You know what I mean? So she's been killing it the last few weeks. I can't lie. Especially with that segment with Adam Pearce she did last week. I really enjoyed that. What you guys say, Laylo, Braun Strowman, and Raquel Gonzalez? Yeah, they are. They're a couple. Yep. They're a couple. Pretty cool, man, because, she's a giant. He's a giant. It works physically. It looks like it works. I can only imagine Braun Strowman trying to smash somebody like the size of Alexa Bliss or Asuka. So it's just like, I mean, I'm sure it happens. You know what I mean? But it's just like, sheesh. It's just it's like, feel like a fucking child. But Raquel, on the other hand, that's a lot of woman. You know what I mean? And Braun Strowman is a big boy. So yeah, cool, cute little couple. Shotzi will get her tank back. I don't give a fuck about no tank. I wanted to get some wrestling ability. Can we stop botching moves? Can we? I don't give a fuck about no tank. God damn it. Said, do you think Bayley will win the WWE Women's Championship? She should. She definitely should. Who else is going to beat Bianca? I mean, Bianca's reign, let's be honest, has been kind of stale. I ain't gonna lie. They've had her in like a trio with Asuka and Alexa Bliss for most of it, which has been subpar at best. And her reign's been kind of stale. She's still cool. You know what I mean? She cuts them cheesy John Cena-ish promos sometimes, but she's still cool. But yeah, I think Bayley should definitely win the title at some point. Who else they got? Charlotte gonna come back and beat Bianca? No, thank you. Please, no, thank you. I mean, Raquel ain't gonna do it because she's super babyface too. So yeah, they ain't got a bunch of heels, who are on that level to be contending. I mean, they gonna turn, maybe Alexa Bliss turns heel, but I can't see Alexa Bliss beating Bianca like without no help anyway. Like Asuka, but she's a babyface. Like I don't know, man. There's no contenders. It's got to be Bayley. You know what I mean? So yeah, Baszler will help Liv Morgan retain her title. Baszler and Rousey feud will start. Damn, Gruss. And she would do it because she couldn't beat her, so she don't want Ronda to beat her either. Damn, Gruss. That's a good-ass idea, bro. That's a good... Because I'd much rather see the feud than a tag team of Ronda. They going after the tag team titles. What the fuck? So that's actually a really good idea, Gruss. Damn, I hope that happens. Somebody hire this man. That's exactly what should happen. Oh, wait a minute. You already work there, don't you? That's what's going on. That's how you know. So yeah, after that segment, we cut to Michael Cole and Corey and Drew. Drew jumped on the announce table and called out Karrion Kross. And yeah, so he said, I'm not leaving till you come out here. And he never came out there. And Drew left. So we didn't need this. This didn't need to be on TV. So whatever. It happened, though. Then we cut back to the Usos after that, and they were solo, and this was probably my favorite thing on the set, my favorite part of the show. They were all back in the locker room, and Solo getting ready for his match, and Jimmy and Jay just hyping him up like, yeah, we about to go out here and do this just like we did last week. We about to get it in, about to get this dub. You know what I mean? And everybody's hype, and Solo just over there like, nah, I'm good, cuz. I'm good. Or bro, you know what I mean? I'm good. Oos, y'all stay back here. Y'all been off y'all game. I was like, ooh. I was like, oh shit, this getting a little juicy over here. So he's like, nah, but then it got even more juicy because he was like, yo, Sammy, you coming? I was like, what's happening? I don't know what's happening, but I love it. Sammy's eyes lit up just like mine did. He was like, what? Me? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm coming. So he went out for his match with Madcap Moss. And yeah, he's a fucking North American Championship match for Madcap Moss. The fucking roster is nobody. But anyways, this match happened. It happened. Sammy was causing distractions, obviously, doing his Sami Zayn thing, doing a very good job of it, by the way. And he ended up helping Solo get the dub. So, yeah. So Sammy, basically paying hella dividends for the Bloodline. You know what I mean? Helped Solo get a win. But oh man, I don't know. The crowd is cheering Sammy, but is Solo gonna be a babyface? Is he gonna break away from the Usos? Nah, I don't know what's gonna happen. But this is the best thing going on the show. It's not even close. I mean, yeah, it's not even close. It's the best thing on the show. Whatever the Bloodline doing is the best thing on the show. And specifically the Usos and Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns, the Logan Paul shit. That's some come and go shit. They gonna do that, and then they gonna move past it. When is Crown Jewel? I don't even know when Crown Jewel is. Hopefully it's not too long and we don't have to get a month-long build to this shit because I don't need to see that. You know what I mean? Roman Reigns gonna win and we can move on. It'll be a spectacle. The Saudi government will be happy and probably go commit some horrible atrocities right afterwards, and we'll be back again next year. But it's what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, really good segment. The match was okay. You know what I mean? The match was what it was. But the segment was good. After that, we had the tag team title match for the number one contenders, the number one contender spot. Who gets to go up against the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. And in this match, we got the New Day, we got Hit Row, we got Imperium, and we got the Brawling Brutes. 4 really good teams, man. I liked all these teams. I think the spot of the match, obviously, or maybe not obviously, maybe somebody else felt different, but I think the spot of the night was Top Dollar. I think he might have actually, that's doing stuff like that will help him get over. You know what I mean? Because at one point during the match, he had Pete Dunne, Butch. He had Butch on his shoulders, and then he had somebody else on. He had 2 guys on his shoulders, and then Xavier Woods was trying to do a crossbody. It's like, Xavier, what are you doing, bro? Why'd you just jump into his arms like? It was so funny. It was just like, okay, wrestling is staged. We get it. But damn it. Hey, catch me. So he had all 3 of them up, and he, one fell off. But it was still, like, he walked around with him. So he's strong as fuck. Clearly, that's what the spot is to show off his strength. But I still think Gruss, that's a good point. He needs to get, I don't know about to get in better shape, but he needs to get better ring gear for sure. I don't mind guys of all sizes, man. He's a big dude. You see him carry them dudes? I'm pretty sure he's in pretty good shape. He's in better shape than I am if he could do that. Shit. So, and he had a bunch of good spots. They were teasing him doing the somersault over the fucking top rope again. They keep teasing that spot. So I'm wondering if they're going to eventually pay that off in a big match or at a pay-per-view or something, where he finally does, flip over the top rope and kills someone, because that's what's going to happen if he does. That man better not ever do that and land on somebody unless it's like Braun Strowman, and it's still like, nah, you ain't crushing my sternum, bro. I'm good. But yeah, Crown Jewel will be early November. Jesus, that's a long time from now. Well, that's a long time from now. Oh my God. You're going to have a 2-month build for that match? For a match we know who's going to win? Oh God, that's horrible. Top Dollar should look like Suge Knight if he came out in the suit and shit, in the red suit with the black turtleneck. I mean, that might be kind of cool. But anyways, this match was fire, man. The New Day still got it. I like to point that out. Xavier Woods is still fucking amazing. Kofi Woods is still amazing. The Brawling Brutes are the Brawling Brutes. They had one of them, Pete Dunne, and I think Luvic actually started the match, those two. And, Pete just kicked him in the fucking face. Knocked him out the ring. I was like, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. And it was. They got like 15, 20 minutes. They were all just beating the crap out of each other. And, it's a fatal 4-way tag match, so anybody could tag anybody. So they were telling stories via the tags and all different kinds of things. It was a really good. Oh, fuck. I'll talk about something that I forgot to talk about earlier a little later. The funniest thing that happened on the show. Pretty sure you guys know about it. But yeah, this match, Ridge Holland and Butch worked really well together as far as their offense. But I think the team that looked the best was Imperium as far as their tag team ability and the moves that they do and how they, they work together and work so well as a tag team. And they really look like a tag. Well, all the teams in this, in this match actually feel like good tag teams. Like WWE's tag team division isn't that bad anymore. You know what I mean? Except for Alpha Academy getting squashed all the fucking time. But they got some tag teams. They just need to tell better stories. And yeah, we just need better stories in the tag team division. But who ended up winning this match? Oh yeah, that's right. Fucking the Brawling Brutes ended up winning. Because it was weird because I think Kaiser, they hit the Imperium bomb on the Kofi, and it looked like they was about to get the win. But then fucking Holland ran in and threw Kaiser outside, and then he stole the cover and stole the pin. So it was a really, really good match, actually, man. I'm whatever on, the New Day at this point. Like, I've seen them wrestle so much. It's just like I'm going to enjoy it because they're good, but I'm just kind of like, it's the New Day. Like, are you going to make the New Day tag team champions again? No, I don't think so. Not right now. Maybe not right now. It's too many other teams. They're like a 17-time tag team champions. So they don't need them. You know what I mean? There's other teams you need to build up. You know what I mean? So I feel like, I'm going to enjoy, but it's just, I feel like they, the Brawling Brutes have really come into their own. You know what I mean? Giving them a name. You know what I mean? As the Brawling Brutes was, I think everything's been smooth sailing since then. You know what I mean? All their matches have been pretty fucking fire. Even their singles matches that they've been having. Butch is basically back to being Pete Dunne. You know what I mean? Wearing his hair long and his fucking, onesie and all that shit. So he looks like fucking Pete Dunne again. So I call him Pete Dunne. I think one time Corey called him Pete Butch Dunne. So yeah, just let Butch be his nickname or middle name, and let's just call him Pete Dunne again, man. I mean, I get it. His homies call him Butch, whatever. He does kind of look like a lesbian, but anyway. He be wearing them high water ass skinny jeans with a bonnet, with a bun, a man bun. I'd be like, that's the toughest, most feminine looking. I still wouldn't fight him. You know what I mean? Shit, but that was the end of Smackdown, man. Really, really good show. No, it was an okay show. There was things that were really, really good on it. Like this Sami Zayn shit was fucking fire. Sami Zayn, the Solo Sikoa shit. That whole story has got me super intrigued. Kind of like Roman and Jay when they were killing it earlier in the year, or last year, I'm sorry. And, this whole Sami Zayn is just a fucking treasure to pro wrestling. Like, he's just so ridiculously good. It's not in, like, the acting and the skit and all that shit is cool, but then when he gets in the ring, for him to be able to have matches like he has, like, just, man, he just needs some belts. I wish Sammy was like, he found some way to put the World Heavyweight Championship on him. Is that possible? How can Sammy get the belt off Roman? Is there a story? Gruss, come up with something. Write a script. How could Sammy get one of those fucking belts? I don't know. I can't figure out how they would get there, but I would love for Sammy to be World Heavyweight Champion. Honestly, he deserves it. He definitely 100% deserves it. It's never happened, so it would be something new, something fresh. Sammy would be the perfect 24/7 champion. I need something to gouge my eyes out. I'm mad I just read that. I just want to stab myself in the eye with my keys and just... No one would be the perfect 24/7 championship because it shouldn't exist. Now I'm taking your booking card back away, Gruss. That's what you're going to do. You're going to give us the good stuff, but we got to accept the 24/7 title with it. Nah. That's what we doing now. No, thank you. Burn it. I'm so happy I haven't seen that belt. Sorry, R-Truth. You know what I mean? I know he hasn't been on TV that much. Tamina, Natalia, people ain't got shit to do. But fuck, it is what it is. It's time for a new generation of wrestlers to come through and show what they have. And most of them are better. So I like my sports entertainment, funny shit, but that's what Sami Zayn is doing. But he can also go have great matches and act really well, and it's not cheesy and corny. It's believable and intriguing. Nothing about the 24/7, not one single thing has ever been intriguing. Not one. Not a single one. So I'm good on the 24/7 title. But let's talk about Paul Heyman and what a fucking legend he is. Because I remember during the match, apparently he knocked over Michael Cole's water bottle. And I heard you heard Michael Cole just, come on, Paul, just messing shit up over here. He just looked really annoyed or whatever. And he said something about it on the mic. And then Paul Heyman turned around and was like, what, bitch? This nigga grabbed the whole water bottle and dumped it all over his papers. And just sat there and stared at him in the eyes as he did it. Like, what? I was like, oh my God. Paul Heyman is a complete asshole, and I love him for it. Oh my God, that shit was amazing. Cole, real professional, Paul, real professional. I'm like, damn, do they got real beef? Because that's some shit you do when you really don't like somebody. Like, you knocked over his water bottle. All he did was say, man, here's my fucking notes, bro. Goddamn, watch what you doing. You're like, nigga, we put somebody through the table, your shit might get fucked up too. So why you crying about them fucking notes? Like, fuck them notes. Paul Heyman is fucking amazing, bro. You got to get that man. You know what I mean? His props, man. That dude's a fucking genius. But yeah, that was one of the best moments. But that wasn't even supposed to happen. So it sucks that was one of the best moments on the show. And the rest of the show was kind of mid. You know what I mean? Outside of the Sammy shit. You know what I mean? The rest of the show was kind of mid, honestly. But I'll show you guys my blunt ratings that I gave it. I gave promos and backstage segments 2.5, and that's all for Sammy and Solo. That one segment, there was literally nothing else. That Ronda and Liv shit was the most unbelievable, unrealistic shit. Liv got way too much swag for somebody who didn't win the first match that she claims she's winning. So I was like, oh yeah, the only thing that's it. Bloodline. That's all they got over there. Sorry. Matches, Sammy and Rico, fire. You know what I mean? That match was fire. The tag team match was really good. That was pretty much it. That was the wrestling for the show. Madcap Moss versus Solo was kind of mid. You know what I mean? It was a match. Not that those guys aren't good, but it was just like it wasn't nothing special. The storytelling, 3.25. You know what I mean? And that's obviously all for Sami Zayn and the Bloodline. You know what I mean? Everything that they're doing. I can't even really honestly think of another story that matters. You know what I mean? On SmackDown right now, they're turning Ronda into a badass, but I didn't see Shayna Baszler on the show. They didn't have like a little interaction to, kind of follow up on that story. What's Shayna Baszler doing since Ronda gave her a little lecture and told her she needs to get back to being, who she is? And, I figured she might be popping, but nothing. There's just nothing. Ronda's a badass again, and she's facing Liv. Okay. Hey, Braun Strowman's back, and he's facing Otis, and all right. I don't fucking know. How do you want me to get excited about this shit? Him and Otis got a match next week. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win between Braun Strowman and Otis? Any guesses? Is there anybody that would like to pick Otis in that match? I will bet anyone $250 million that Braun Strowman wins that match. You know what I mean? I will. You know what I mean? I would also like, if you would like a financial advisor, you can hire me. Give me all your social security number and because clearly you're stupid. So just give me all your information. Let me control all your finances. Since you think that Otis is going to beat Braun, no one believes. I don't need. Just why are we doing this to Alpha Cat? Did they piss somebody off backstage? Did they piss somebody off backstage? They had to, because I just don't understand why they're the ones getting squashed out of everybody. But anyways, commentary was pretty cool. They did their jobs. Three and a half. That segment with that little thing with Michael Cole and Paul Heyman was gold. And the crowd was one of the worst crowds I ever heard. But that's what happens when you go to Cali. Anywhere in Cali, Cali is not a wrestling town. I don't care what nobody says. Like, I know WrestleMania is there. It'll be mad out-of-towners, so that don't really fucking matter. Cali is just not – Cali's barely a sports town. Like, I go to Raiders games in Vegas is one thing, but even when, back when we was in L.A., I only went to 2 games at Oakland. It was pretty thick with Cali people. But, yeah, it's just like, the fans, they're more – I guess it's more touristy, or the fans are kind of just more bougie, or they're just like – I don't know what it is, but they were literally sitting on their hands. Like Braun Strowman was like begging them to make noise. Like they were literally silent. They were when Braun Strowman was out there beating up Otis. You know what I mean? It's just like, he's like, come on, somebody say something. Goddamn, y'all be that quiet? I have my red pants on. Yeah, I did my choo-choo train thing. Yeah, ain't gonna nothing. It's like, come on, I'm giving them these hands. They're like, okay. All right, we're quiet again. I was like, man, this crowd sucks. It was a horrible crowd last night. One of the worst crowds I've seen in a while at a wrestling show. There was another poor crowd a few weeks ago that we had. Chicago for that AEW show, that AEW Dynamite was pretty bad, but Anaheim, or whatever the fuck they were, was a complete disaster as far as crowd participation or crowd excitement or anything. It was whack. It actually made the show feel more like an NXT show. It just sounded empty half the time. 2.25 for the crowd. They're lucky they got that. So that's an average blunt rating of a 3, just falling short of a silver blunt. So still got a bronze blunt. It wasn't a shit show, obviously, when you get a fatal 4-way tag match that was that good, and you get a singles match between Rico and Sami Zayn. You know what I mean? It's not going to be a complete shit show. You know what I mean? You got great storytelling with Sami Zayn and the Bloodline and Solo and all that shit. So that's the only good thing on the fucking show. So it's just like, that's why they have 5 different segments every show. The Bloodline takes up 35% of the actual show. You know what I mean? If Roman Reigns is on there, it's probably more like 43%. His entrance takes up 10% of SmackDown. So it's just like, they got to do something as far as building up the other feuds. Like back in the Attitude Era, like all the mid-card feuds were lit. They was lit. Like you were so invested in all the mid-card feuds because they were so good. The talent, like the in-ring stuff was whatever, give or take. But as far as the storytelling and how they were, making people invest into the mid-card stories, it was just different. But I think Triple H is getting there. It just takes time. You got to reintroduce people and see who has chemistry. You got it's taking time. I don't want to be too hard on them. I still love the direction that WWE is going. Triple H said he got a bunch more surprises coming for us in the future. Bray Wyatt apparently talked to WWE about returning at one point recently. So glad they're discussing that, because I'm pretty sure it's going to happen eventually. Pretty sure, he just want that bag. He like, I'm about to come in here and bring all this creative genius. Y'all going to make sure I get them M's. So I ain't mad at Bray for that, but please come back to WWE and please be the Fiend, because I need to see that gimmick actually used right. He can train, he can go back out of it. I don't care if he goes back to the old swamp Bray Wyatt, but I just want to see the Fiend used properly. The only time the Fiend was used properly was against John Cena. It's the only time. It's the only time. Outside of that, the Fiend, they just made him look stupider and stupider and stupider. He just tried to fight through it, and he couldn't, because it was just taking L's and doing dumbass matches, and it just wasn't good. But that match with John Cena, ironically, is a fucking classic, and it wasn't even a fucking wrestling match. It was a 20-minute skit, and that shit was fucking amazing. I actually want to go watch it again today. But so it is what it is, man. SmackDown is what it is. Decent show, worth maybe worth watching if you ain't got shit to do with your 2 hours. So yeah, appreciate you guys watching as always, man. Pretty sure you guys already liked the video. I appreciate you for that. You know, we'll be here not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. I go to church on Sunday, as in NFL Red Zone. So won't be here tomorrow, but we'll be back. We'll be back live on Monday with another wild news joint. We'll be uploading a new reaction video later today as well. So appreciate you guys locking in and supporting all the content, man. We have 460. Hopefully we can hit that 500 here soon and be well on our way to 1,000 subs. Appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Wild Nation, you know what it is, man. Gang, gang. Deuces.